Breakcore. Breakcore was born out of rave culture in the 1990s. The foundation of the genre lies in chopping the amen break, which is a drum sample from the song Amen Brother by the Winstons. Artists chop the break until it is unrecognizable, resulting in a fast, unpredictable, and chaotic track, which tends to have emotional release for some. Usually for melodies, artists like to use ambient pad synths or chop samples, like an Emptiness by Tokyo Pill. And while breakcore was once underground, TikTok gave it new life with tracks like Moment by VR Cloud, which went extremely viral and introduced a whole new audience to breakcore. Opium. Opium is a subgenre of trap, which was heavily pioneered by Playboi Carti and the artists on his label. The sound started taking shape around 2020 with the release of Whole Lotta Red, where Carti and his producer Filthy leaned into distorted basses and psychedelic synths. That album revolutionized trap into a darker, more chaotic sound and inspired a whole new wave of artists, some of those being Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, who transformed the sound to capture the distinct aesthetic of Opium. Lyrically, Opium often circles around recurring themes like sex, drugs, and a hedonistic lifestyle. But who doesn't love that?
My white hoe got big tits, she remind me of Sydney Swing.
Hyperpop. Hyperpop is a modern pop style that bloomed from internet culture, where young artists started experimenting with glitchy production and exaggerated vocals. One of the biggest influences on hyperpop was Sophie, who completely reimagined the sound of pop and turned it into something sharp, synthetic, and futuristic. Some other examples of hyperpop are Money Machine by 100 Gex, which uses pitched up vocals to create the grungy, chaotic aesthetic the genre is known for. Hoodtrap. Hoodtrap is a branch of trap that remixes popular songs using a very standard drum pattern, usually layered with harsh 808s. Recently, the genre has been blowing up on TikTok through dances and edits, where remixed tracks go viral overnight. Jerk. Jerk is a West Coast style that first blew up in the late 2000s thanks to the New Boys and their hit You're a Jerk. Back then, it was tied to a dance craze, skinny jeans, bright colors, and party anthems. The sound is built on its signature snare pattern, which hits at the same time as the bass to create the jerky rhythm we know and love. Recently, Jerk has resurfaced in the underground. Songs like Love Hate by Xavier So Based, Doja Fever by Beretta, and Pink Dreads by Blackboy Max carry that same high-energy, dance-focused spirit, keeping the genre alive for a new generation. Cloudrap. Cloudrap is a dreamy, atmospheric branch of hip-hop that emerged in the early 2010s. The sound is built on hazy, reverb-heavy beats with dreamy synths, relaxed drums, and chopped samples, often from ambient vocals. Producers like Clams Casino pioneered this style with his instrumentals tape, turning obscure samples into lush soundscapes that felt more like a dream than a traditional rap beat. Pluggnb. Pluggnb is a melodic branch of trap that blends the airy vibe of plug beats with the emotional feel of R&B. The sound often revolves around warm electric piano chords, layered over a bouncy bass and laid-back drums. This gives it a dreamy, atmospheric feel compared to trap or R&B. One artist who helped shape the style was Autumn, with tracks like One Way pairing melodic flows with airy piano beats. Another key figure was Summers, who carried the sound forward on songs like Back to Basics, mixing flexes and heartbreak over whistle synths. And Kashdami, who brought Pluggnb to a younger audience with tracks like Look in the Mirror, combining sharp flows with the genre's dreamy textures. Sigilkore. Sigilkore emerged in the early 2020s as one of the darkest and most experimental sounds in the underground. Its aesthetic comes from occult-inspired visuals like sigils, cryptic fonts, and grayscale imagery that set the tone before you even hear the music. The sound itself is built on punchy basses and ambient synths, paired with repetitive melodies that use slight variations to stay fresh. Producers often add pauses and glitches to give the music a chaotic stop-and-go rhythm. The producer 9 Lives is credited as one of the main figures behind the genre. His song I Love You Ho with Odatari became a defining track that set the blueprint for the style. In 2021, Susie Sixta released Masquerade, which blew up on TikTok, creating a dance craze, which fully solidified sigilkore into a new genre. Jerseyclub. Jerseyclub came out of Newark, New Jersey in the early 2010s and quickly became known for its unique drum style. It takes the classic 4-on-the-floor kick pattern but shifts some of the kicks around, creating the bouncy, chopped-up rhythm that defines the Jersey sound. Many credit DJ Lilman as one of the creators of Jerseyclub, helping to define the sound and tie it to dance culture with tracks like I Like the Way She Moves. Over the years, the genre has been carried forward by newer artists, such as the group 41 with their track Bent. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Bye, guys.